Welcome to tonight. I'm so happy that you're here. Tonight is the opening, the first night of Weightless. I'm just looking over here. You like my blue glasses? Thank you. They're like the pink ones, only these are the blue ones. So welcome to Weightless. This is a beautiful, spiritual, soulful look at ourselves, our bodies, our beings, our hearts when it comes to our humanness in this life where we're at now. And we may see as we go more women pop on, watch it on the replay. So don't be distracted. Just be here for you. Be here for you, okay? So the place that I want to start this course is to just give you just a little background as to where it even came from. You probably have heard a little bit of it as we went. And then we're going to do in the workbook. There's a workbook in the guides. And just ask that everybody take a creed, that this course has a creed, and that the creed of the course, I just closed it, so I have to go back to it. Oh, here it is to really create a place of safety, that we all feel really safe here, so that you feel a sense of community, but also sacredness. So the course came from really my own transformation of, of a life, really literally of a life of being a 14-year-old girl, and the first time ever realizing that there was something wrong, like something's not right, and comparing myself and picking apart myself and just feeling like I wasn't in the right body. And for all growing up from like little girl into like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I had like a boy's body. And I didn't so much mind it. I didn't really mind it that much. I mean, my sister was beautiful and she had this gorgeous body with boobs and, and I just had a boy's body. I just bloomed late. And then at 14, we were at a diner, and this this boy came in, and he played Fat Bottom Girls Make the Rockin' World Go Round and dedicated it to me. And it wasn't a time in the world where like fat bottoms was a good thing. It was like horrible. And I just was horrified. And I wanted to fucking die. I just was like, I didn't know I had a fat bottom. I had no idea there was anything wrong with my bottom. But apparently there was. And that just was like, I just didn't even know what to do with it other than to go home and start doing leg exercises immediately. And what was so interesting was like how something could be so branding, like that person had so much power over the way that I saw myself. And there must have been messages leading up to that, because obviously I noticed that my sister had boobs and I didn't. And I noticed that other girls had, their bodies were blossoming and mine wasn't. And so, then I was getting bigger. I didn't have that boy's body anymore. I was getting bigger. I was playing sports and I was getting kind of muscular. And then I guess the hormones were kicking in, and I guess I had a fat bottom according to him. And so I started dieting and exercising obsessively. And I couldn't really get a handle on it. And I think I just started to like freak my inside body out. So my inside mind was freaked out. My body was starting to freak out. And this carried on for until I was 55. So from 14 to 55, the conversation that was going on in my head was really crazy. just constantly thinking about food and what I was going to eat and why and where and how, and eating one way in front of people and then eating another way by myself, and just living a secret life of food and thoughts and feelings. I just, I just thought I was the only one that lived this way. I didn't know other people lived this way. So as I'm sharing this story with you, and as other people share their stories along the way, if anything resonates where you're like, yeah, yeah, me too. Oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, yeah, I eat one way in front of people and eat a different way in front of people. Or if you've ever had thoughts of like thinking about food when you get up, or eating breakfast and thinking about lunch, and eating lunch thinking about dinner, or any of the things that you hear along the way, it's just comforting for people to hear, me too. Yeah, me too. I can relate to that. The words "I can relate to that" are some of the most comforting words that somebody can hear, because then it's like, really? You get it? Like, you understand? Really? Are so comforting when somebody shares. So, after a health scare in 2018, and all those years of dieting, going on different dietings, and weight going up and weight going down, and up and down and up and down and up and down, and all the years of going up and down, up and down, up and down. And I was never obese, 300 pounds, 400 pounds. I never had that story. I always carried it well, but I was always uncomfortable. Always uncomfortable. Always. Always uncomfortable in intimate situations. Always uncomfortable in a bathing suit. Always trying to lose weight. Always trying to lose weight. Always in a battle with myself. And the conversation that I would have when I would be with myself, picking at my stomach, at my arms, at my legs, at the cellulite, at the constantly picking at myself. So it didn't really matter what anybody else said, because what I was saying was far worse than what anybody else would say. So where this course came from is after 2018, when I had a health scare, I made a decision. Just like that. Like, I made a decision when I found out that I was okay, that I was going to live my life in the best body that I could. I was just going to do that. And I didn't know how. And I didn't know how that was going to happen, because I was obsessed with food and I was obsessed with my body. The story of my life. It happened when one friend asked me how I carried such fat arms. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, like really? Really? Oh my God. And I was literally sitting on my bed, and I wrote on a piece of paper, I'm going to live my life in a body that I love. I'm going to eat food that I love. And I'm going to live in a body that I love. I don't know how this is going to happen, but I'm going to. And I just wrote it in my journal. And I wrote, I'm going to have a business that I love. I'm going to live in a body that I love. And I'm going to eat food that I love. I'm going to have a life that I love. I don't know how any of this is going to happen. And I don't know when. But I know that this is what's going to happen. And I just closed it. I wrote it with a pencil. I do remember I wrote it with a pencil, and I know that because it's in pencil. I since then went over it in pen, because I don't ever want to forget. I don't want it to fade. And then I closed it. And that was in 2018, in the fall. And then I started healing. I started listening. I started being with myself very quietly. And this is where Weightless came from. It didn't happen fast, but it also didn't happen slow. It happened very quietly. It happened very deeply. It didn't happen loud. It didn't happen in a lot of conversation. I didn't Google anything. It just happened in here. Like in here. In here. In here. That's where Weightless came from. And my deep, deep belief is that every woman's weightlessness comes from deep, deep within. It's not, can't be Googled. It can't be ordered. It doesn't come from Amazon. That we have our own internal intelligence, and that our body knows how to restore and to repair and to bring us exactly where it is that we desire to be. When we be, just like that, when we be. So this is where we're going to begin. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go over what the creed is, okay? So the creed for the course, I'll read it. And then as you're on day 1 today, as you come on, you watch it on replay, you watch it at your leisure when you can, I'm going to ask that you agree to the creed. Very simply, just, I read the creed, I agree. That's all. Okay? So the creed is that I promise to honor the sacredness of this space. I promise to keep holy the secrets spoken here. I promise what is shared here is left here and forgotten when I leave here. I promise to hold others' hearts as my own. I give my word and honor. This is our creed. I am a weightless woman. So that is our creed. So I understand that you may not be able to forget what you hear. You may hear something that is really touching, but the intimation there is that what's here stays here, and that we leave it here. So if you're going to repeat something, then it's just a woman. No name, no names. Okay? There's a meditation in the workbook. It's a beautiful, beautiful meditation. I'm going to just read you a section of, just a small section of this meditation, and it goes like this. I wish someone had told me when I first began my journey into a life of my own, that where I needed to begin was sitting on the floor with my eyes closed. I wish someone had told me that my first step, the first step anyone must take, is inward. I wish someone had told me that when I felt I had nothing to offer the world, that all I needed to do was sit down and breathe. That all I needed to do was learn the practice of opening to and discovering the truest self sitting inside of me quietly. And from there, the rest would come easier. So that meditation is a beautiful meditation. I have listened to that meditation probably, I don't know, 20 or 30 times. It's really beautiful. And then there's a series of journal prompts that I want you to really take yourself through and really be with. Really be with these. These are really beautiful journal prompts. Okay. So I want to introduce you to a concept tonight. And the concept is little you, and your future you, the future state of you. So little you is the you that, the innocence, the beginning, the little us, right? The little us that was free and was so adorable and, maybe had chubby cheeks, or just the free us, the us before we ever knew that there was anything ever wrong with anything about us. The little us. The little us that really is just so needing us now to return to her. Then there's the us now. There's who we are right now in this moment. However we feel about ourselves, the us now. And then there's the us that we're aspiring to be, the us that we're really desiring to be. In any way, shape, or form. It could be the us that we want to be physically, the us that we're wanting to be emotionally, spiritually, the us that we're wanting to be financially. It's the us, the future state of us, right? Okay, so I really want you to identify the little you, the little you, the little girl you. During these 21 days, I really, really want to encourage you to tap into a relationship with little you. One of the key things that turned the whole relationship around with me and food and my body, huge, earth-shaking, life-changing, life-altering, was for me to see little me sitting next to me every day. Every day I was connecting to little me, as though little me was sitting right here. Because I wouldn't say these things to this little girl. There's no way. I would ask this little girl, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? What do you feel like eating? I would ask her, what's the matter? What's wrong? I would ask her, what are you thinking right now? What do you really think about this? What's on your mind? I would talk to her, because it was she who didn't get her needs met. It was she who was left behind in some way. It was she who was hurting. So if I could go back and take care of her, show up for her, love on her, I had a shot at this. I knew it. So when people talk about emotional healing and all of that when it comes to weight loss, somehow I just knew, without reading anything. I didn't do this work with anybody. I did this work by myself. But somehow I just knew that if I could have a relationship with my little girl self, and I could start talking to her, connecting with her, and literally asking her, what do you think? What's on your mind? And if she would say, I'm tired, I actually would know I wasn't hungry, I was tired. I wasn't hungry, I was sad. I wasn't hungry, I was scared. I wasn't hungry, I was mad. I wasn't hungry, I was resentful. But it wasn't me feeling these feelings. It was another version of myself that never really paid attention to. I had to go back. this younger, underdeveloped part of myself, this little girl me that wasn't really taken care of, needed attention, a lot of attention. And this is the way it shows up in the here and now. We're overly trained to accept ourselves. You're enough. Love yourself. You're amazing. But if you don't feel that way and you're saying that you feel that way, there's a gap. I'm amazing. I'm so awesome. Yeah, I'm amazing. I'm just all that in a bag of everything. But you don't feel that way. So you're forcing yourself to be amazing, to say that you're amazing, to say that you're everything and more and more and more, and you're everything and you're perfect just the way you are, but you don't actually feel that way. So we're continuing to actually injure the little girl who's inside saying, I don't feel that way. Why are you saying that? You actually don't feel that way. So you keep saying the same thing over and over. Yay! But you don't feel that way. So we just want to be in the truth of the matter to heal. No, the truth is I feel like shit. The truth is I'm not happy in my body right now. The truth is we have to accept where we are and find absolutely nicer looked at it this way, nicer looked at it this way. See, here's part of the healing is if we never looked at it this way. Yeah, see, we're in this dissonance, right? We're actually lying to ourselves, trying to push ourselves into a place that's not, it's not real. What if we said, I'm not happy with my stomach the way that it is, but I appreciate and have gratitude for the body that got me here, and I desire something different. Thank you. Thank you for getting me here. Thank you. Thank you for getting me here. Thank you. This is not the body that I desire to do life in. I have a different vision for myself. Thank you for getting me here. I'm not going to lie to myself and tell me this is fucking amazing. This is just, I love this. That's a lie. So when we stop lying to ourselves, we can actually have a transformation. But we're bombarded with love yourself the way you are, accept yourself the way you are. But if you're not happy with yourself, then you're actually doing more damage by lying to yourself. Getting to the truth of the matter is freedom. It's a relief. It's a relief. I'm not happy. I'm not happy in this body. I desire something different. And I'm so grateful that I'm healthy. I'm so grateful that my body got me here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, arms, for doing the job that you do. Thank you for functioning. Thank you for picking things up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, God, for giving me hands that work. Thank you for giving me a neck that turns. I don't love that it's fat. No, I don't love that it's fat, but thank you. You can be this and that. But don't lie to yourself. It doesn't work. It literally does not work. And your little girl self inside of you is saying, what are you doing? It's not true. It's not true. That's not actually how we feel. Your little girl self is looking up at you and going, that's not true. That's not true. How did you say neck? Haha, a friend told me I have a thick neck when I was trying a necklace that did not fit. Imagine. My God, these friends. And so, it's what's interesting, Nada, is when that happens, when somebody says something that hurts us, oftentimes we don't even let ourselves be hurt. We don't even let ourselves be hurt. We have to brush it off. We have to move it. We have to keep going. So one of the concepts, so there's a few concepts that I'm teaching you tonight. I don't want to overload your nervous system on the first night, or any night for that matter. One of the concepts that I want to teach you is metabolizing your feelings. What happens is, not just in carrying weight, but what happens is something happens, like these comments, right? Like the boy that says fat bottom girls. And that got stuck in me. And I didn't metabolize it. Like food, we metabolize food and it breaks down and we digest it and we let it go. I didn't metabolize it. I went, and then something else happens, and something else happens, and something else happens, and something else happens. And we don't metabolize our life. And there are times in life where we literally hold on to shit. And we can't let shit go. We literally can't let shit go. We literally are carrying the weight of the world on us. But when we start to learn how to metabolize our feelings, when we start to metabolize how we really feel about things, we are not only metabolizing our food, we're metabolizing everything. We're speeding up our metabolism in every way, shape, or form. Our thoughts, our feelings, our bodies, our actions, everything. But when something happens and we don't think it all the way through, it's like, yeah, I'll go to the next thing. Yeah, I'll go to the next thing. Oh yeah, I don't really want to think about, I don't want to think about that. I'll go to the next thing. Oh yeah, well that really hurt I don't want to think about that. I'll go to the next thing. And we have years and years and years of not thinking things all the way through, not feeling things all the way through. Inside, we just start swelling and swelling and swelling. So imagine a life where we're paying attention. We're literally paying attention, and we're metabolizing because we're letting ourselves hear, feel, allow ourselves to actually metabolize something with our little girl self, our self right here and now, and really doing this for our future. The body that we really want to be in needs to metabolize everything to get things moving. It's a commitment. It's a devotion. It's an awareness. It's a way to consciously live life. We could just eat. People say things, or we go slowly, 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 and wholly. The body knows what to do. Your body knows exactly what to do. Your brain knows what to do, and your gut knows what to do. But there's a big space between the two. You just got to slow down and hear your mind. So the first week in Weightless is really about hearing your mind, slowing down, getting really close to yourself in every way. So there's going to be some exercises this week, including literally seeing yourself, physically seeing yourself, being with yourself, seeing yourself, hearing yourself, being with yourself, metabolizing your feelings, hearing something, asking yourself, what do I think about that? There's a thought. The thought turns into a feeling. The feeling turns into a meaning. What do I make that mean? How does that feel in my body? Most of what we eat is we're eating our feelings. So if we can really understand, why am I eating? We're going to really start to unravel, and it just becomes this lightness, this ease, this elegance, this breath. Okay? Okay? Beautiful. This sunset is so gorgeous. I'm going to have to take a picture of it. It's right outside the window. It's so beautiful. Okay, so words of truth. Yes, it takes a toll on us. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so the workbook has a lot of questions. I know, but we really have to start to unravel the mind. We have to start unraveling the mind and really start looking at your thoughts. The thoughts, okay? All right. All right, so we're going to keep tonight a little bit on the shorter side because I want to give you a chance to dive into the workbook and have some time to really go through that and share what comes up for you in the workbook and work through it. Listen to the meditation. Sit with yourself, be with yourself, share anything you want to share. You can go live in the group if there's something that you want to share as you're going through the work and you want to share something that comes up for you. By all means, you can go live every single day if you want to go live. You can go live and share what's coming up for you. Like, the more that you are in the work, the more you're going to get out of the work. So feel free to just put yourself in there and put yourself out there and just go for it. Okay. We meet again on, I think it's Tuesday. We meet again on Tuesday, and then on Thursday, there's a visualization that I'm going to take you through, a physical visualization that I'm going to take you through. We meet here, off to make lunches and driving kids to school. Okay, have a beautiful night, and I will see you again on Tuesday. Lots and lots of love. Bye.